Shop owners assess the damage after last week's violence. When the price of fuel more than doubled overnight in Zimbabwe, people demonstrated. Many didn't believe President Emmerson Mnangagwa, who said the increase would end months of shortages. Some businesses were looted during the violence.
The damage dollar-wise, I can't tell at the moment because we are still calculating. But what I can tell you outrightly is we incurred quite a huge loss. In terms of equipment, that's the assets which were taken away, some of the computers, tools, printers, even eco-cash machines, they were also taken away.
Zimbabwe's Human Rights Commission, a government-appointed human rights group, accuses security forces of systematic torture. Lawyers and activists say a dozen people have been killed, scores more were wounded and arrested. Opposition leaders say people are still being targeted by security forces. They also say others are in hiding, fearing for their lives.
Right now on the streets, people are not in happiness, people are not in peace. There is a lot of internal displacement of persons. People are being dragged out of their homes, people are being beaten, brutalized, terrorized. There's terror and fear all over, and citizens are not in peace. Again, having ammunition, live ammunition against ordinary citizens. That is unacceptable, and that goes against the tenets of democracy.
The president has promised to investigate the crackdown by security forces, but civilians have also been warned.
Whenever you have had cases of lawlessness, necessarily you will have the guilty ones who will try and keep it away from the reach of the law, except it doesn't quite serve them. I think it is in their interest to make sure that they present themselves to the law enforcement agency, defend themselves, and in the fullness of time, establish whether or not they have a case to answer or not. And this is precisely how we are going. If you have done something wrong, certainly you do have something to worry about. We will not have the mayhem that we saw last week happening in this country. Never again.
The crisis has raised fears that Zimbabwe is reverting to the authoritarian-style rule of Robert Mugabe, who was forced from power by the military more than a year ago. And that's making business owners and investors nervous. Haru, Mutasa, Al Jazeera.